Hello and welcome to my keto kitchen. I'm Victoria. Today I'm going to show you how to make a keto banana nut bread, and I'm going to tell you net carbs that I'm calculating. If you disagree, you do whatever you think is best, but I'm going to give you my calculations to this particular recipe, and I'm going to break it down, slices and carbs. Now I want to start out by giving you some of the facts. So this recipe is going to take 2 cups of my self-rising flour, and I also wanted to use this recipe to show you guys, if you're wanting to make a recipe and you're not quite sure how much baking soda or baking powder, you can use the self-rising because that's just the right amount for the flour itself. However, if you're using Victoria's Keto flour, it's the same exact thing, it just doesn't have any baking powder in it. Then you add whatever you want, however much you think is needed for the recipe that you're following. So I'm going to show you making banana nut bread with my self-rising flour. I'm not going to add any additional baking powder or baking soda. The flour is already prepared for anything that I want to make, that I want to rise. So I want to give you some facts on carbs. The flour is going to be 6 net carbs. Milk will be 1 carb. 2 medium bananas smashed is 54 carbs. And half of a cup of chopped pecans is only 2 carbs. So when I add up all of the carbs and then I divide it by 15 slices, is how many times I slice this, it equals 4 carbs per slice. So there are so many things in the grocery store that will say keto, 3 carbs, keto, 5 carbs. This is 4 carbs. You eat 1 slice. Now, it might not be easy to stop at 1, but at 1, this is 4 net carbs per slice. So let's dive right in. Okay, first we need 2 cups of self-rising flour, and this is 164 grams. Next, I'm going to add just a pinch of salt. That is it. To the flour and the salt, I'm going to add half of a tablespoon of cinnamon. Now, I'm going to mix this up. Next, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of a keto brown sugar. Mine is stuck to my bowl. Okay, now I'm going to make a little bit of a well here, and I am going to pour in the wet ingredients. Let's start with 2 eggs. I need 1 stick of melted butter, 1/4 of a cup of milk. Now this is my newest keto milk, which I will link right here. Next, I need the 2 smashed up bananas, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and lastly, half of a cup of pecans. Now we're going to mix all of this together. Okay, I have my little bread pan here. This is a 9x4. I love this one. I'll link this one in the description box below if it's still available. This is the prettiest one I have. I use this anytime I take something like this to church. So let's pour it in here. Right here we have a banana nut bread. Now I have my oven set at 350 degrees. I'm putting this into my oven for about an hour. I'm going to set the timer for 60 minutes and I'll be right back. Look how beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to take my butter knife and I'm going to just kind of separate it from the wall of this dish. Okay, so I have to let this sit and cool here for a little bit. But I wanted to tell you, once it cools, I have a glaze here that I'm going to pour on top of this. This was 1 tablespoon of my keto milk and 3/4 of a cup of allulose. I put it on a skillet And when you first pour the allulose on top of the milk, you're gonna think there's no way this is gonna liquefy. Leave it on medium heat, do not walk away, keep stirring it, and it will liquefy. And you'll know it's done when you can start to see through it. It begins to look clear with the bubbles and there's no more grit. So that is what this beautiful cream is right here. So I'm going to set this aside and I will be back and then we will taste it, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I just showed you pouring the glaze onto the banana nut bread. Now I am going to cut into it and I'm going to tell you what it tastes like. Oh, gorgeous. Look at the inside. So beautiful. Yum. Oh, the pecans are beautiful. The inside looks perfectly moist. Perfect. Perfectly moist. Oh, this is so good. I miss banana nut bread. Y'all, in our family, it's actually my husband that makes the banana nut bread. He does such a good job. So he actually influenced my recipe here. So good. I love pecans, everything with pecans. I would absolutely put this in a competition for banana nut bread, keto or not. So good. Oh my goodness. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want the recipe, just open the description box. It's always the first link in the description box will go to this recipe card. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and you all have a blessed day.